I know some of you have been feeling impatient. I know I have. So this is called The Impatient Zebra. It was originally a nature story written for Kenyan children. And this is about a zebra who's waiting for his black stripes because zebras don't get their black stripes until after a year. The first year, they're brown. Little brown zebra was not happy. He didn't want to have brown furry stripes like all the other baby zebras. He wanted to have black stripes like his mother and father and all his older brothers and sisters. He thought there was something wrong with him. Why were his stripes brown and white when everybody in the whole world knew that zebras were supposed to be black and white? Little brown zebra thought and thought about this all day long. In fact, he couldn't think about anything else. His mother would get cross with him as he never seemed to be concentrating properly on what little zebras were supposed to be learning. Important things like the best grasses to eat and how to sniff the air and tell if Simba was close by. Instead, he would mope around singing his impatient song. I'm a little zebra and I'm feeling so down. My stripes should be black, but they're all brown. Little brown zebra was so concerned about his dilemma that he decided he was going to find a way to turn his brown stripes into black ones. He looked and looked around until he found some thick black mud on the edge of a dam. Then he tried to roll around in it, only letting the black mud get out of his stripes. But you can imagine what happened. Little brown zebra ended up black all over and looked more like a baby buffalo than a zebra. When his mother saw what he'd done, she sent him straight into the water to wash off the mud. After this, his brown stripes seemed to be shining even more brightly. So little brown zebra continued to mope around for the rest of the day, singing his impatient song. I'm a little zebra and I'm feeling so down. My stripes should be black, but they're all brown. The next day, he had a different idea. He found a burnt tree stump and started to rub the stripes on his back against the blackened wood. Stripe by stripe, he kept on rubbing. This seemed to be working at first. Then little brown zebra grew so excited that before he knew what he was doing, he was rubbing too hard and he ended up with very sore patches all over his back. He had rubbed his skin off altogether. It took a long time for his skin to heal over. And all this time, little brown zebra continued to mope around and sing his impatient song. I'm a little zebra and I'm feeling so down. My stripes should be black, but they're all brown. His next idea was to try to stay under the shade of the acacia trees. At least this way, his brown stripes looked darker than if he was out in the bright sunshine. But the grass didn't grow sweet and long in the shade of the trees, and little brown zebra soon grew hungry. After many hours of standing in the shade, he finally grew tired of being hungry, and he was also growing tired of worrying about having brown stripes. It suddenly seemed more important to have a full tummy, so he left the shady trees and joined his family, eating sweet grass on the sunny plains. Some months later, he traveled with his mother down to the river to have a cool drink. While he was standing there on the riverbank, he looked down into the water, and to his surprise, he saw that his stripes seemed to be the same color as his mother's. He turned his head around to look at his stripy back, and sure enough, his stripy back had turned black. He wasn't a little brown zebra anymore. What has happened to me? He asked his mother. His mother smiled, nuzzled his nose into his neck, and whispered into his ear, You have grown. You're not a little zebra anymore. Little zebra breathed a big sigh, and of course, now realized all he had to do to turn his brown stripes into black ones was to grow. He galloped and galloped around in circles, singing a new song. I'm a growing zebra, and I'm happy to say my zebra stripes are black today. The end. So, I know that it's hard, and it's hard to wait, and we keep wondering when this will be over, but yes, it will be over someday. So stay strong.